sitting down, you ain't getting out. You ain't ready for a baby, but don't kill your child. Home of the truth, you ain't in this house. I was lost in the world, but I get it now. I got niggas sitting down who ain't getting out. You ain't ready for a baby, but don't kill your child.
I just wanna see my enemies fall. Get up.
Hey, look, I just wanna bow. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And everywhere I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Trying to build my own city, homie. Enough room to put my niggas on it. Just start a couple business on it. Fuck any heathen, never shitting on me. Yeah. Public housing we done lived through. Trying to put that in my real view. Gold rolls, what I still do. I can see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes and all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas, they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million, I'ma bust this shit down with these children. I just wanna bow. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And everywhere I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Yo, get up out of bounds, homie. Got killers with them rounds on them. Look like I'm dead from the drums. Don't make me make the people rain down on them. I can give a fuck if you rock blue. And I was so whoop from the Fruittown crew. Cops still shoot us every time we move. They hate you, nigga, like they hate me too. Just know that brotherhood is a weapon. Build another zone, get protected. Too many sisters in the city been molested. Now I'm stacking soldiers off the block like it's Texas. Woo. Know that truth can give you chills, don't it? Steady ringing in your ears, won't it? If I'm blessed to make a meal, I'ma bust that shit down with my real homies. I just wanna bow. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And everywhere I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow.
Hey. Yeah. To all them children. You growing with parents strung out on drugs. Yeah.
I just wanna bow.
Hope you do too. And I hope you do too. Yeah. Man, to the brother that had a real. And she left him for whatever reason. Yeah.
I just wanna bow.
I hope you do too. And to the sister, you know what I'm saying, that had that nigga leaving. Yeah.
Nigga, I just wanna bow.
Some of my niggas is locked up. I hope you do too. Man, I hope you niggas see the light of day.
Yeah, I just wanna bow. Yeah, I just wanna bow.
Always live on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I ride trap on my chrome. Always live on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I ride trap on my chrome.
Nigga turn to E when I duck police. Only thing is dealing with me. I'm only coming to pray, but white Jesus can't save me. Get him away from me. I don't know what to say. So many niggas hate me. Get him away from me.
Always live on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I ride trap on my chrome. Always live on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I ride trap on my chrome.
Always live on my own. Don't need
you all of my soul. Spend so much time alone. I love riding around with my crew. Throw a sip on my own. Don't need you all of my soul. Spend so much time alone. I love riding around with my crew. Trying to keep it on the true side, nigga. Laying low to play it cool now, nigga. Ass niggas on the team, I've been known to get the green ever since I was 2'5", nigga. Cool hanging out the boot, nah, nigga. Cause I ain't stunting on them. Put my whole team on so they ain't wrong. When niggas doing bad, you know that they be hating on you. Get the hoping that you fall, they be waiting on it. Bullshit get bread from the envy. Best friends get the nigga like enemies. When you got it, it's bank account empty. Perfect recipe to bring a lot of jealousy. Looking for my bird's eye view. Learn from everything I've been through. Show up with the girl if you ain't spending life with the nigga. Never let him put a dick up in you. Cause if a nigga wrong, I'ma check that shit. And when you pimp along, never flex that shit. Told my son when you getting money, never take it to a bottle, flip it over, then invest that shit. Give a lot of game, tryna bless my kid. Gotta keep it real, that's the best shit. Gotta hear this, I can feel it back in Texas. When I get up on the track, yeah, I wreck shit.
Always up on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I buy a trap with my chrome. Always up on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I buy a trap with my chrome.
Throw a sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone. I let ride around with my crew. Throw a sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone. I let ride around with my crew.
Shalom, Israel. We are at Isupk, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. We are located here at 5261 Delmar Boulevard, Suite A, in St. Louis, Missouri, 63108. The call-in number for the class tonight is 712-832-8330 or 425-486-6260. The PIN number for both is 825-1636. All right, this and every Sunday we will be having Sharpen the Sword Radio with Captain DeGaulle Gabar, the most controversial radio show in the entire city of St. Louis. That show will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the call-in number for that is 712-832-8330. And the access pin is 910-1409. All right. Coming on September 18th, we will be having another food drive here in the parking lot. Commander General Yohana sending some more food down to St. Louis, help out the people. It'll be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and that'll be right out here in the parking lot at 5261 Delmar Boulevard in St. Louis, Missouri. All right, any questions? Okay. All right, let's hop right into it. Tonight's class, especially since Tuesday night, is the night we do brotherhood classes. I want to talk about being accountable and being a true brother, because most of us in this school wasn't born in this truth. So we have to check ourselves constantly to make sure we're not slipping back into our old ways and back into the way we were when we were in the world. We need to make sure that we are continuing to do what we're supposed to be doing and being true brothers to each other. Because in the world, there is no brotherhood. So when we get into the school and we get into the truth, we have to constantly, like I said, check ourselves. I'm going to start with Luke chapter 21, verse 34. Because it's not just for the brothers around you, it's also for you. Because being in this school, we all here to do better. We all here to learn and to grow and to become the men that the Most High created us to be the warriors, to be the priests, to be the prophets of God. You got this one?
What's the scripture mean?
The Luke chapter 21, verse 34. Come on, God. Because we need to understand that we need to view ourselves and constantly check ourselves, constantly diagnose, and we need to constantly diagnose and figure out what we're doing wrong and correct it.
I got the scripture ready.
Come.
Luke chapter 21, verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
And take heed to your... Oh, slide. Hold on. Mic issue. Hold on. 1 second.
Come. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, we'll be right up with that scripture. Having technical difficulties right now. The microphone's acting up on us again. Okay.
Okay, Salaki. All right, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourselves.
So when it says take heed, it means to. When it says take heed, it means to examine, to look, to slow down and pay attention. Keep going.
Lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting.
Okay, the surfeiting is an old word. It's basically it's talking about the giddiness when you get drunk and the hangover or headaches that you have afterwards. Go ahead.
And drunkenness.
And that's being drunkenness here. It doesn't just mean drunken. It means intoxicated. It means high. It means using something, a substance, or even you can do it with your own thoughts to take you outside of your right mind. Keep going.
And cares of this life.
See, we need to, because being in the world and coming into the truth, we need to understand and learn how to not be so hung up on the things of this world, because that's what it was always about getting a bag. It was always about, hitting a lick. But we in this school, we strive to attain better. We strive to attain the kingdom that the Most High has promised to us. Go ahead.
And so that day come upon you unawares.
So your day of judgment will catch you off guard because you're not paying attention because of your drunkenness, because of worried about the cares of this life. You're not worried about the work that you're supposed to be doing. All right, got that. And I want to get to the book of Ecclesiasticus 6 and 4.
Yeah.
Because not only do you need to take heed and to pay attention to yourself, but you also have to make sure that your intentions are correct. That you're not just doing this, as the scripture says, to be man pleasers, but you're doing this because it's the correct thing, it's right, it's what the Most High wants you to do and has for you to do. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 4. A wicked soul shall destroy him that hath it.
So if you wicked, you being wicked is going to destroy you. Right. Keep going.
And shall make him to be laughed to scorn of his enemies.
And so basically, if you faking this, if you just doing this and inwardly you wicked and you not trying to be better, you not trying to clean yourself up, you're going to get exposed. Your wickedness will show through, and people will laugh at you because you're going to fall on your face, because that's exactly what happens to the wicked. you're going to destroy yourself. Your habits, the things you refuse to clean up are going to come out.
All right. And Salaki, if I could, now old heads, you know, they had it somewhat right, and the reason I'm saying somewhat is because a lot of this knowledge that has been dropped down comes straight about these scriptures. They just did not know the truth and was not in it. You know what I mean? Because I heard that so many times when I was younger. Okay, you want to do it? All right, that's what we're going to do it to. You're going to do it to yourself.
Right.
You understand? And then here it is right here in the scripture. You know, that even that song, Ludacris, you know what I'm saying? All that smoking gonna catch up. All that drinking gonna catch, you know what I'm saying? If you are a complete alcoholic, it's going to catch up with you. You ain't gonna have no liver, you have sclerosis, and then you're gonna die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You turn around, you be a whore, you gonna get AIDS, and then you're gonna die. You know? You smoke crack, smoke weed, you're gonna lose your teeth, you're gonna do all kinds of something gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get raped out here, robbed, you're gonna steal, I mean, all kinds of things. You're gonna start prostituting, and then you're gonna die.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're doing it to yourself.
Right.
Why? Because you are a wicked soul.
That's right.
You understand? And it is so important for our people to come into here and change their goddamn life.
Yeah, right.
And no longer be a wicked soul.
Right.
You understand? You can change. I know it's all you've been doing your whole life is just being wicked. But you can change, all right? And you better. Because the scripture said that soul is going to be true. You're going to destroy it. You understand? So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, man, because, you know, and I've been saying this since I came into the truth. I've been hearing, you know, these things kind of, you know what I'm saying, not totally in the entirety, like, you know what I'm saying, the way, of course, the Isupk-St dropped it on me.
Right.
But just hearing little things like that, you know, like, damn, here we all know, it's proof. Further proof that we are a spiritual people.
Right.
You know, we are spiritual all day long. This is stuff that was just passed down, but without our knowledge of the full truth.
Right.
You know, that's great.
The zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. That's our people.
Right. All day long.
That's our people. Like,
all day long.
We speak. We naturally speak the way this Bible speaks because we wrote it.
Yeah.
Like this. So what's in us is in us, but we have. The lack of brotherhood and the want of being like other people has pushed it out, has started to put a taint to it. It's not pure. It's not the way it was intended. And that's what we get in this school to learn. We get in this school to learn how to be brothers, how to be sisters. And this everything I'm saying, I might say, you know, brotherhood, but this brotherhood and sisterhood is the same thing. You can't be fake with it and try to be a woman in the school either. Like you can't be fake with it. You can't not hold yourself accountable and be a woman in the school at all. Like you will be found out, and your wickedness will expose yourself.
Yeah, right.
Now, and the next one I need is Job 17:5, because one of the biggest things about being a brother or a sister is speaking the truth, and it's not always nice. It's not always pretty. Sometimes you get checked, but that's for your good. That's for your benefit. People who never have a word of critique or criticism to say to you, those people, they don't love you. They hate you. They honestly hate you because they want you to stay on the path to death that you're already on.
Yeah, right. Job 17 what?
17:5.
Come. Job chapter 17, verse 5. He that speaketh flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children shall fail.
Now, when it's talking about flattery in this instance, it's not talking about deserved flattery. This is talking about you gassing people up. You just saying this just to like Captain says, don't butter me up, I'm not a biscuit. Like that's what you're doing. You saying all these words, but you don't mean nothing you're saying. Right. Like you just saying it because you trying to get over. You trying to do something You trying to, throw them off so that way they don't suspect you or something. You buttering them up.
Yeah.
Like, even your children will look at you like, he just gonna lie just to get whatever, to do whatever he want to do.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
as a brother, you can't do that. You have to be not only honest with yourself, but honest with each other.
Right.
Because, you could be lying to that man about something that he was working on and convince him that he don't need to work on that no more. He's wild in that situation. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And trip him up on the way to where he going.
And since you brought up lying, that's so heavy because, our people, man, we got this stuff bad. Like you said, gassing people up. What we call it? What we call fronting? You know what I'm saying? Spinning. What else they call it, man? What else they we got so many terms for that. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Leviticus 11, is 19, 11 and 19. I think it's 19, or 11 and 19. Which one?
I believe it's 19.
When it talks about that, there's a precept that came to mind when you said that. You said how we lie to each other. You got it? Go ahead, read that, brother. This precept came to mind once you said how people like lying to each other. When you come in the truth, you're supposed to stop lying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're supposed to stop, gassing people up and all that. It's unnecessary. You understand? It's totally unnecessary. Now it's time for you to clean up your damn life, man. Be honest for once.
Right.
You know what I mean? And guess what? It's a lot easier than what you think.
Right.
You think, because you've been lying for so damn long and you've been getting away with it. Like, honestly, everybody knows you're a liar. Everybody knows that you are a liar. They just go with you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They feel sorry for you. You got kids and they didn't want to see the kids suffer, so they went on gave you the $30. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Right.
They already know you be lying.
Right.
But it's like you can stop that now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You come in here, you can just tell the truth. If you really don't have food, just say you don't have it. You ain't got to say nothing about, oh man, my check was supposed to come, and the mailman, had an accident. You know what I'm saying? They put my route back to the mail. You ain't got to do all that, man. Just say you need something to eat.
Right.
It's just, if you don't have any money for gas, just say, brother, I need some gas money to get back to slave for the week. Can I hold something? That's simple. And guess what? A person would love to hand you some cash. And turn around and get you, ain't no sweat, bro. And then won't even say get back. Like it's like if I was watching Judge Mathis last night and turned around and it was a aunt and a niece, and the aunt was suing the niece for this is funny there, for I forgot how much it was, $400, something like that, right? And the niece supposedly had told the aunt that she borrowed $270. But then she said, well, look, I'm going to get my money. She said it was 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, she was supposed to have the money to pay her back. She turned around and told her, auntie, when I get my money, I'm going to get, this was the auntie said, when I get my money, she said, I'm going to give you $400 for you loaning me. Because she actually asked her for $300, but she only had $270. So she said, so the difference of that is $130.
Right.
So she said, well, I'm going to put $130 with it and give you $400. The niece said, that's a lie. And she said, look, I got proof that she always overcharging the family for this kind of stuff. And she turned around and pulled out a note that somebody made on a Facebook post. It said, that's a damn shame. Auntie is charging $5 for some $4 cookies. And so she turned around and loaned her, that was part of her evidence to prove that the auntie was lying about the overs that she tacked onto it. But the point I'm making with this is that she turned around and charged her damn niece $113 just to borrow $270 for a couple of hours, for 12 hours. A damn bank a damn title loan place would have just said they just took their cash back that day. You beat any kind of interest or anything. You know what I'm saying?
12 hours.
You good. All you owe is the $270 back. And you know, it kind of sounds like Denise may have been lying about something. You know what I mean? But guess what? You can stop all of that. You can stop tacking into. That's usually. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah, that's in the Bible. You are not supposed to try. That's almost double. You understand? Of what she loaned. If it's like another 130 on her, that'd been what she borrowed from you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you got double back. You understand of what you gave out, and you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And when, like I said, when you come in the truth, you can stop lying. Man. You can stop lying about what you do, how you do it. You can totally change.
Right.
You can totally damn change. You can be a brother, you can be a sister, and you ain't gotta lie no more. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, I'm telling you, you'll feel a lot better about yourself. But this scripture right here, I wanted to pull this one, man, because this made me think of that as soon as you said it.
Okay, God.
Go ahead,
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 11. Ye shall not steal.
You shall not steal, right?
Okay.
That's a law. All right, this is in the Bible, to where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're not supposed to be stealing.
Right.
You need something, you know, what let's say, baby need clothes and shoes and milk and Similac and, you understand, baby jar and bottles and food. Nah, you ain't gotta steal to feed yourself and your family. Come get it. Man, damn, on what was that, the 4th or the 5th?
4th.
The 4th. Commander in Hunter sent 13,000 pounds of food here to St. Louis.
Yeah, right.
All you gotta do is come get in line.
Right.
You understand? Show a girl. You ain't gotta do nothing strange for no change. It ain't no trick about it. Nothing. All you gotta do is give your name, address, family size, the phone number, and we filling your ride up.
Right.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. You ain't got to lie to nobody to get no food.
All right.
You ain't got to lie to get your bills paid. You ain't got to trick either. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do none of that, man. You shall not steal.
Clark.
That's what.
Neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
Neither deal falsely or lie one to another. And that's what you just brought out. That made me think of that precept. You understand? Because here it is. We're not supposed to be lying to each other. You have no reason to. We brothers.
Right.
We sisters. We family. What are we lying to each other for?
Right.
And that's the first damn thing that's on our mind to do, is because we know that person know that I'm on drugs. I smoke weed, I smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? I pop pills. I can't keep a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind in child support. It's all a number of things that they already know about me. So the person is sitting back in their mind thinking of, you know what? Damn, man, how can I get this money out my auntie? How can I get Uncle to loan me this money? And then you sit back and think of some ridiculous lie that they already know that you're lying about.
Right.
And then you get denied anyway. You know what I'm saying? They turn around and tell you no, you know, and there you is, you still without whatever you need. You could just be honest and just keep it real. Like, niggas always talking about 100, right? I see that on posts every time I go on Facebook. I'm always seeing a 100 behind every damn thing they say. I don't know if it's something stupid. So they put a 100 behind. When are you ever going to keep it that whole 100? They ain't nowhere close. They barely even 50. And 40 and 30. You barely made that in the percentage bracket. And I know you ain't going to make no 100 because you just can't do it. You understand? But go ahead, Doc.
And let's see, that's what we teaching in here. That's what we as men who are new in this truth are striving to learn and internalize, to make a part of us, that brotherhood. Because in the world, that brotherhood don't exist.
No.
In the world, you feel like you gotta lie. In the world, it's almost second nature. But in here, we don't have to lie.
Right.
You you tell the truth to your brother and you get an honest response, you get an honest answer. It's not, there's nothing behind it. But that's one of the things that we need to examine ourselves with coming in here is, are we still lying? Are we still falling back into those ways that, were the way we survived in the world, but are destroying our community, are destroying our people, are destroying our families, and honestly, if you really even want to go down to it this way, it's destroying you. You're tearing down your own character because, like in that example you just gave, right? You lied and you still didn't get it. So now what did you get from that? Nothing, except you diminished your own character. You diminished yourself, even though you would have got the same response had you been honest. So you gained nothing. You benefited nothing. And if you told the truth and they had it, they were going to give it to you whether you told them the truth or a lie or not. So lying doesn't benefit you in either way in that situation, in any situation. We get Proverbs chapter 27 and start at 5. Because, you're held accountable in here. When you mess up, you will be told about it. And you can either slack it, you can either bitch up, or you can man up. One of the two. You can either get in your feelings and start, he can't, why he think he can talk to me that way? You can either get like that or, damn, that man just corrected me when he didn't have to. As our society in the world, as our standards in the world, you're not your brother's keeper. You do not take care of your brother and watch out for and look over your brother. But in here, you do. In here, as a brother, you watch over your brothers. You take care of those men who are younger than you in the truth. You take care of those men who are older than you in age, but maybe new to the truth too. That doesn't really matter in here. Got that? Proverbs 27 and start at 5. Because like we just like it was just saying about the flattery and gassing people up, like that only hurts you. That only is that works against you. That works against your progress and that works against your growth.
All right, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love.
See, that's exactly what that's saying. It's better for you to be in class and you mess up and you get checked about it and then you correct yourself than somebody to pull you over to the side and basically whisper lies to you. Because that secret love, that's not real love. That's not true love. That is gassy. Those are those flatteries. Those are how people deceive you and get on your so-called good side, but it's usually only to use you. Keep reading.
It's like it. Okay. That secret love is a person not even saying anything about it. You know what I'm saying? You see something going on, and then, dang, that's messed up, man. I wouldn't do that. But then you don't go check it. You understand? So a person getting checked out in public in front of their goddamn body, you know what I'm saying, is better versus a person seeing something and not saying something about it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? To where, oh, dang, is he smoking? Oh, man, that's on him. You know what I mean? And then you don't say nothing. That's not brotherly. Damn, is that? Man, that look like that's pork on that piece. You know what I'm saying? And then you just turn around and don't say nothing. You know? He on the block? Is he selling? Is he doing what I think he doing? He's selling? Oh, man. Like I ain't even see nothing. You know what I mean? That's what that's talking about.
And like that's also set not just for that brother who either got rebuked or got received the secret love, but for the brothers around who see. because a brother around who sees somebody get checked, that might save them from having to get checked for that, because now they know. But if they see you let them slide on that, oh, they gonna think it's okay. They're like, oh, I can do that too. Well, if he can get away with it, then I can get away with it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend.
See, it's faithful. That's true, trustworthy. Those. It's good to get rebuked from a friend. It's good to get to take those wounds. Keep going.
But the kisses of an enemy are deceitful.
See this is that pulling you to the side. I'm like, it's okay. I mean, yeah, nah, he really shouldn't have talked to you like that is deception. They are trying to get something from you that you wouldn't normally give up. That they're trying to get over on you. They're trying to take from you what you are in this school for in the first place, to learn. That's why you go to school.
Right.
That's the reason for a school, is to learn. And our people, we need this knowledge. We need this understanding, because as a people, we've been pulled in so many different directions throughout the years. What is right for us and which way we should go. But we don't need to look any further than the book that every single one of us has in our household. Like, every so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American has one of these in their homes from the second they're born to the second they die. But if you're not in this school, you don't actually even know what it means. It's amazing how we just continue to allow people to get over on us. And it's because of what Captain was just bringing out about, you see something and don't say nothing about it. Mm-hmm. If we checked each other in our communities, crime would be almost completely gone. It would be no, she with this dude today, and then with this dude next week, and then with that dude the next night. Like, we would have morals. We would have accountability just by checking each other. Let's see. I want to go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, and we're going to go to verse 10 this time. 6 and 10. And because, and like the captain was saying, he kind of. And a brother is not just a person who will tell you when you're right and tell you when you're wrong, but they'll be there for you when you are wrong and when you fall off. They'll be there to. That's what the checking is. You're falling off. There's something going wrong. I need to correct you. You get that verse?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 10. Again, some friend is a companion at the table.
So when you eating, when things are good.
That's right. You eat good.
Count on the kind.
You eat good.
You got enough.
You eat.
Count on the kind. You got enough at the table for other people to be there. It ain't just ramen noodles at the table.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? When you eating, see, that's what I'm saying. And we these people, because that's the same thing we would say today. When you eating, right. Your boys is around you. Your so-called friends is there.
Right.
Keep going.
And will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Let something happen. They out the door. They the other way. Because those people are not true friends. Those are the people who will gas you up. Those are the people who will whisper those deceits. Those are the people who come to you and see that you falling off and don't want to correct you. They just gonna watch you fall. Like, you could be going down that road from the time when you eating to the time when you ain't got nothing, and they could have stopped you from getting there. But they didn't say anything because they didn't want to mess up they nice little free little ride. They wanted to. They're not your actual friends. They're not actually there for you. They're there for the benefits they can get from being near you and from being with you.
And Salaki, this immediately put me in the mind of Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, oh my God, he had an entourage. It also put me in the mind of MC Hammer. MC Hammer had an entourage. They had a slew of nakers, a flock of nakers and women all day long with them. Right? And in an article about Allen Iverson, we talked about how, you know, he's my homies, he's my partners. You know what I mean? And they down for me, and I need them, he need this, that. And when he went bankrupt, the man made records amounts of money. He went bankrupt. He had nothing. He was in court being sued, and he said in his court statement that he didn't have enough money to afford a ham sandwich. And number one, ham is all over. He's gonna be eating no goddamn ham sandwich anyway. But point being is, where is all of the people that you took care of? Where was all of them brothers and them sisters at? When you was at the table, you was eating good, they was right there. Never left your side until they realized there was no more food on the table. And then they got up, and what do you think they did? They went to somebody else's table. You understand? The same with MC Hammer. MC Hammer had, now, they was doing it different ways, but it was still the same thing. MC Hammer had everybody on his payroll. And Allen Iverson was just taking care of his partners. You understand? His homies, his people. You know, the brothers he grew up in the hood. You know, they didn't have nothing, didn't make it nowhere. He bringing them with him, you understand, trying to make them something, you know. And, but it still ended up in the same thing. When MC Hammer went black, broke, you understand, MC Hammer even lost his damn baggy pants. You understand? He lost everything, man. You understand? And guess what? Who was there to help him? Where was some friends that he put on payroll? I know one of them saved some money. Why didn't one of them reach back for their friend, their partner, and help? Because some is just a friend that will sit at the table with you as long as it's full and it's enough to eat. You know what I mean? Other than that, they gone. They gone. But in here, I can count on my brothers in here. You understand? We all finna eat. There's gonna be enough food for everybody. If it ain't, we gonna go get some more. You understand? We gonna go get some more food. If you ain't ever been to a UPK event, OMG, brother, it was 1 o'clock in the morning in Chicago, the last event we went, and the brother Mopatazai was still on the grill. They were still bringing out more meat to put on the grill. I said, God damn, I couldn't keep my eyes on it. I was so damn sleepy. I said, brother, I got to leave y'all brothers now. I was going to sit here and watch the food, bro, but hey, I see y'all got a whole 5-6 more hours to go. I'm going back to the room and get some sleep. But them brothers were still on the grill at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, dang, you know. So ain't nobody going not fed, malnourished up in here. We're gonna all sit down and eat. Why? Because we all family, we brothers. And it's real simple. It's real simple. It is better this way. Instead of everybody trying to get it for themselves, like, can't you see that we all missing out like that? You know what I mean? We could all have more if we all would come together and put in on this. You understand? Like if we would all treat each other like family and start looking out for each other instead of saying, oh well, I gotta keep, I got my own kids. I be hearing that, man. That stuff be making me sick in my stomach when I hear I got my own kids to take care of. So, like your kids, like one day you ain't gonna need something.
Right.
Like one day your kids, the only somebody gonna be able to depend on is somebody else, other than you. You understand? Things happen. Things, especially here in hell.
Right.
It's always some stuff happening. You always losing the job here. You always a bill higher than what the hell expected. Man, look, talking about a bill, sidebar. When I owned my house right down the street on Ridge Academy, they sent me a yearly analysis of my water bill, right? And this house was huge, man. It was 3 stories, the basement. How many bedrooms is there? I think it was 10 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, 2 baths. I mean, it was huge. The master bedroom was 20 by 20. It is big, okay? But when I looked at this bill, my water bill, right? It explained to me that I'm paying water per rooms in my house. Here. Not the rooms that's supplying the water, like, the basement for the washer and dryer, the spigot on the outside for the water hose, you know what I'm saying? The kitchen, the second kitchen, the bathroom, the second bathroom. You understand? No, not just that. Every room in the house. And that's how the devil is charging us in the city. Now, another bill, the Cleve gas. I called the Cleve to find out why was the gas bill so high one month. It was extremely high. Hadn't even used any gas for real. I switched to all electric out there. Okay. Turned around and they told me that the bill was so high because it's in a red zone. And you know what it is. The red zone, instead of them being, evident, apparent, and make it a black zone, they call it a red zone. Okay? And what difference is the gas that goes in a red zone or a black zone or a blue zone or a green zone or white zone? It's the same pipes. It's the same gas. So what on earth make this area where all the neighbors in the city live at, you understand, a red zone? What would make it so higher in this area for? Why? It's because it's where we live at. You know what I mean? And they've been doing us this way since forever. They've been getting over on us and robbing us, man, since forever. Now, we gonna need each other at some point.
Right.
At some point, because one day you ain't gonna have that money for that bill. And you're going to need somebody. And that's the whole point. And fake Israelites and Christians, they kill me with this, personal relationship with Jesus and all of that. Like, go to Jesus and say, Jesus, I need money for this highest gas bill. You understand? And see if he paid for it. Okay? Or don't you see that you go to one of your brothers, you go to somebody to try to get that money? Like, stop fooling yourself. We actually need each other. We are in hell. You understand? We are in captivity. And, man, the devil got all kinds of things in store for us that we're not even paying attention to. All we trying to do is get a job so we can pay for everything. And as a matter of fact, sidebar, let me get back to you. I was talking to a sister about this before I came into the truth. And boy, I was so passionate about this. We was talking about the gas and the food and how they play games with that. And this one older lady, she was in her 60s, I believe. I think she was 60. And we was talking about that, And I said, I'm breaking down how they play the game with the gas and they juggle it. And then they say as well, it goes up, the food goes up according to the gas. And everything else goes up according to the gas. And then when it went down, the damn the food stayed up. The price did not come down any. So if they said that the reason the prices are going up is because of the gas, then why when the gas went back down, why didn't the food go down? And she said, well, you know what? And I just prayed to God that I just had the money to pay for it. Like, like she didn't even think that this is unfair. At least, you understand? She didn't at least think that. She ain't nowhere near being oppressed. I understand that, but she didn't at least say this is unfair. You know what I'm saying? For you to tell me that the reason you're charging me more for food is because of the gas, because the truck spilled on the highway. One truck, not multiple trucks. One truck spills some gas on the highway, and the gas go up everywhere. Because one truck that went to go fill up one gas tank, maybe two gas stations. Okay, they ain't got enough gas to do more than I think about two. I think they can do two gas stations with one truck. You understand? And you go up on the gas everywhere. That's ridiculous. And like I said, that old lady did not say this is unfair. And you're right. We should do something about it. You know what I mean? She was like, "Well, I just pray to the Lord that I have money to pay for anything." That's just like a good old slave.
Right.
It's just like a good slave. And that's what Master bred us to be. It's good damn slaves.
Yeah, right.
To where we just take a licking and keep on ticking. That's what they want us to do. They want us to get beat and stomped and shot and raped and molested and killed and robbed. All of that. They can just keep moving. We shall overcome. That's all. Just keep singing. Just keep marching. One day it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like that is ridiculous. And that's the mindset of a lot of our people, man.
And it's a lot of that is because they flood us with so much garbage that it's hard to focus on any one particular thing. Like I was looking at an article the other day, and it was talking about the sister that got killed at I think it's Louisville, Breonna Taylor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then it was like one line in the article, but like I had never even thought about it because of so much of the other stuff that was going on. Her boyfriend is still in jail for that no-knock warrant that kicked in. Shout out. He's still locked up for something they already talking about. We need to get this law off the books. This is unlawful. We shouldn't be doing this. He's still in jail after you murdered his woman. Like that's.
And you know what the excuse was, is that they were doing some type of illegal activity. So now it's some kind of drug ring that they was involved in. But they even asked him to implicate her and say that I guess she was the ringleader or something, and they promising him some lesser time or something, making a deal. Like, who knows? Now I haven't gotten fully off into the whole thing, and nobody really. I don't think they really are presenting any proof, of them doing any illegal activity. They just said they did.
No, they said it was from years ago that somebody there had been involved with drugs.
Somebody in their house?
Somebody who was at that address years ago. So they were kicking in the address, not searching for those people. They were searching that address. Not even saying, oh, you're the person we're coming after. No, somebody who lived at this address years ago. Like that. If you can't see that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of,
right.
then I don't really know what to say. Like his words, like nothing. English is the language of deception. Like the language was built to deceive and to lie to people, and our people have fallen such victims to this system that is the reason that this brotherhood is so important, because that's the only way we can break free from this system is by getting our minds back to where they should be, where they're supposed to be, to seeing our brother as our brother and loving them instead of loving our oppressor, who does nothing but tear us down and destroy us every single day.
Yeah.
But we want to have problems with our own brother. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 3. See, and like you were saying about like with the fakers, like groups and the Christians, like especially with fake Israelite groups, you know where the truth is, and you know where the home of your people and your brothers is, but you had an issue with your brother and didn't apply the scriptures and learn and do what it says and how to work it out, how to deal with the situation.
God, absolutely. First of the book?
6 and starting at 3.
6 and 3.
Kind of.
1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 3. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words.
So this is talking about teaching other doctrines. That is against brotherhood. That is destroying unity. That breaks up our family. That these fake Israelites, they know what the truth is, and all of them, just about all of them, at one point, not only learned the truth, but were teaching the truth. But then they came up and couldn't agree with the wholesome words. Keep going.
Even the words of our Lord Jesus Christ, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness.
So they know where the truth came from. They know where the truth is, but they could not agree and teach according to the doctrine according to godliness. That's what they all broke off and did. They didn't have a disagreement and then break off and still teach the exact same truth that they knew. No, they made up their own doctrine. They made up their own thoughts. They teach what they think. Keep going.
Yeah. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doubting about questions and strifes of words.
So these brothers, they lack knowledge. They're not just the ones who broke off and started their own fake Israelite groups, but the brother who hasn't come in to be a brother. He's proud, knowing nothing. He thinks he knows something. A lot of people can't come into the school and be humble. That's what a true brother does. He comes into the school and he's humble to learn and to come as a child because he doesn't know anything. But he knowing nothing but doting about with questions and strifes of words. He wants to. He's using subterfuge. He's working behind the scenes, trying to, move things because he has a better way to do it than what's been established. But that's not brotherly. That's not in the spirit of the Most High, because there's an order set up and there's a structure set up, and you are, especially when you coming in, especially when you're acting like this, you're at the bottom and you're learning your way to come up to the top. Everything you think is wrong because you're coming at it from the mindset of a man in the world. Keep going.
Whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil summoning.
So, envy, we all know what envy is, being jealous of a brother, but, usually, honestly, it's usually for no reason. It's usually for something wrong inside your head, something you thinking of. Strife, setting up hardships for brothers because of your wickedness. Railings, talking bad about somebody, and evil surmisings is it's okay. So, all right, here's an example. So, that brother came to school the same time I did. Why he ranked higher than me? Nah, he had to be doing this. So you know what? No, he was doing this. You came up with that idea with no evidence, no proof, but because you're jealous of something that happened and you're envious of something that happened to and for him that you feel didn't happen for you yet or isn't going to happen for you, and then you just come up with something in your head to say that is based off of your own ideology, but very little, very small, it's almost nothing that's based in fact. This is just in your own mind. Keep going.
Yeah. Verse 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds.
See, that's what it's talking about. It's your mind is corrupt. It's not because that brother did something or because that sister did something. It's because your mind is corrupted.
Right.
And that's what we're all in here to do, is to get our minds right. Because coming out of the world, yes, your mind is corrupt. That's what this world does. It corrupts you. It is wholly against the Most High. It is completely and totally against the will of the Most High and Christ. It is poison, especially to our people. So we need to read. People say it like it's so wrong, but I don't understand why it would be wrong. We need to be brainwashed because it's filthy in there. We need that. Like, I've never washed anything and the good parts went away. No, the disgusting parts go away. The germs leave. You are clean of infection and parasites because you've washed it. And of course, the devil would make that be something disgusting because they don't like washing in the first place. We had to teach them how to wash. Like, that's not something that they think is an essential part of life. But washing and cleaning is something that we need to do, and we need to make sure that when we come in here, we check ourselves, because that's what this whole thing is about. It's about checking yourself and you becoming better because you checked yourself, because the men above you, it's some powerful captains in this school. It's powerful generals in this school. It's powerful officers in this school. Looking at their example should make you want to do better. It should make you want to be better. And if for some reason it's not, then that's a demon on you that's trying to hold you back. Because here's the thing. These men that are in here set above us, they're not here to make us like them. They're here to show us the example and for us to be better than them.
Yeah, right.
It's not just about, I'm going to just sit in here and just listen to what they say. Nah, you got to learn. You got to study. You have to improve what is being taught to you. You have to take that, go right down that path and keep going. You need to be a stronger brother. You need to be a better sister. And learning from the men above us is the only way that we'll be able to do that. Yeah, that's perfect. Was that verse finished?
Yeah, finish that up.
Kind of, I want to go to Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. Because that's right in there what I was just saying. Because as a man, as a woman in this school, we are fortunate enough for this not to be the Christian church. That rank and order was set up for us by men who knew better, because they listened to the word and the will of the Most High. You got that verse?
God. Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 8. Despise not the discourse of the wise.
So, when I was a kid, my grandfather, I love my grandfather to death. He's one of the smartest men I know. And he would talk and just talk and talk and talk. But it would always be something wise or something knowledgeable. And when my grandfather would start talking, most of my family, oh, they looking for the nearest exit. They out the door because they know this is about to take a half hour to an hour minimum. I'm sitting and listening to him. My great grandmother, when she would sit there and talk, like I realized that these people have lived lives, and I can learn from what they've done. Like my great grandmother was a sharecropper on the Georgia and Florida line, and she didn't die until I think like 2012. There's no amount of money. No, I'm sorry, not 2012, like 2015, 2016. There's no amount of money I could pay to get the knowledge that she was giving me for free. There's no amount of money that I could pay to get the lessons that he was teaching me for free. But our people despise the discourse of the elders. We want to walk away when they start talking. But we should not despise the discourse of the wise. Keep reading.
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
Because you should learn what they say. You should learn their wise sayings. You should become acquainted with them. You should know them. Keep going.
For of them thou shalt learn instruction. And how to serve great men with ease.
Now, sitting and listening to the stories of my grandfather and my great grandmother prepared me to go ahead and sit down and listen to the captains, sit down and listen to the generals, sit down and listen to the officers, because these wise men gave powerful words and instruct you on how to be a better brother. When it says how to serve great men with ease, it's because they're showing you, and they're showing you with their example. They're telling you stories of how they learn. And in fact, actually, keep going to the next verse. It explains it further.
Verse 9. List not the discourse of the elders.
Right.
For they also learn of their fathers.
So these men learned from the men above them when they came into the school. And when they check you, they're checking you on things not just out of their own mind and out of their own heart. They're coming with the scripture, and they're checking you the way they've been checked. You think that captain or that officer is just so great, and he got all the breakdowns, and he getting boot kisses every 2 seconds he walk out the door. He was checked. He was taught by a man over him. You can't, this is basically saying, like, you can't not travel down the road if you want to get to the destination. If that's something you aspire to be like, if you want to be a great man, if you want to be a great woman, despise not the discourse and despise not the correction of those men above you. That makes you a great brother. That makes you a great sister, because you're learning how to be one from somebody who already is one. You're learning brotherhood from men who show brotherhood without even thinking about it. It is second nature to them at that point. And you still are struggling with it. You're having a difficult time checking yourself, and you don't want to listen to the men who check themselves daily, who understand how to do it and how to get past it. We want to come up with our own thoughts and our own ways to do things. And I don't understand why our people don't realize we've been doing that since before we got kicked out of our land. Since before we got kicked out of our kingdom. That's why we got kicked out. Because we want to go off of what we think. We don't want to listen to the discourse and the counsel of men above us and the elderly and the wise. Let's see. Now, go to Romans. Let me go check. Kind of.
And of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth.
Sometimes you don't have to answer everything with a full-blown explanation. Sometimes you don't have to come back with a response. Sometimes you just need to kind out of kind and let it be what it is and keep moving. Sometimes a full response is needed. Sometimes you need to explain yourself. Sometimes you just need to take that check and keep it pushing. But you'll never learn that on your own. You'll never learn that by yourself. See, that's another reason why Zephaniah 2:1 is my favorite scripture. It is the charge of all charge. We need to gather together. Under this one body, we need to gather together all the children of Israel. Why? Because we will learn to be better men. We will learn to be better women and better brothers and sisters by coming together to learn those things. We can't learn that separately. We can't learn that on our own. And it's because this world has tainted us. It has corrupted us to the point of beyond recognition. Let's see. Is Zechariah? Yeah, Zechariah. Zechariah 8:25.
8 and 25?
Kind of a kind.
Gotcha.
That's all. I wrote that incorrectly. It's not. So I wrote that incorrectly. Okay, that's what I was looking for. There we go. I'm sorry about that. Sloppy. Ecclesiasticus 6. Ecclesiasticus 6 and 2.
6 and 2?
Kind of on time. As I was saying, you can't, outside of that instruction by the men above you, you don't know how to check yourself. You can't, because you'll check yourself off of what you think. And that's how we end up in the situation we in now. You got it?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, count.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart.
You can't counsel yourself. you can't come up with your own counsel in your own heart without first being instructed. You need the men above you to show you the way, to show you what you're doing wrong in the first place, so then that way you know what you need correction on. Because we have, especially so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we're good at convincing ourselves, you know what, nah, it ain't even me. It's not my fault. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm completely innocent in this situation. That's what you not. You not. And if you really are honest with yourself, you would know it. But the problem is we have a hard time being honest with ourselves.
God.
That's when we can't extol ourselves in the counsel of our own heart.
Mm-hmm.
But
And Salaki, that means to praise yourself. Right?
God,
Oh my God, you really praising yourself.
God,
For you being so damn evil. You know what I
right?
mean? Like that is crazy. You know? And we do that often. You
Oh
know?
God.
And say, turn around and boy, praise yourself for being a thought. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Being a whore. Ain't nothing good about being. I mean, damn. Men don't even want one. They don't even take a whore seriously. They will use you to get their rocks off because they are just as damn evil, you understand, as you are. But they don't even want you to take you serious.
Oh God.
You know, I had a brother that came into the school, man, and he was saying that a stripper that he knew was trying to holler at another brother, and then when they actually had sex, it was like, so we together now, right? And he made up something, but all of it in his mind the whole time, the brother knew you a whore, you stripped, and you probably sleeping with everybody. You know, I'm pretty sure he paid him. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, and she thought she was going to get into a relationship with this man, but he was like, whatever excuse he made, I forgot, but that's how it always goes.
Oh
You
God.
know, like I said, the brother, he even for dancing her up and even telling her, you understand, that they were going to be together. There was a possibility for a relationship. All to sleep with her and then paid her for it. You know what I mean? That was evil. But, you know what I'm saying? In the end, he turned around and he did what everybody does. Get you for what you were. That's to get the rocks off.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I'm trying not to.
That box.
I'm trying not to say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to say bust all on you, in you, or whatever the hell they do. You know, Lord, no, you don't want to bust in no whore, but it's like, you get the point. But I'm just saying, you know, and he did that, and then after that, he was gone. You know, they got a new song out, and the lyrics it says, get that head, that bread, and leave. You're like, get the hell out of here. Like, get the money, screw them, and burn out. You know what I mean? And that is disgusting as hell, man. You know? That is disgusting as hell. But go ahead. Oh, you want to finish too?
Kind.
That thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone.
See, that's you. Like it said in the other verse, your soul, your wickedness, your soul will destroy you. That's your destruction right there. You will destroy yourself because you praising yourself in the wicked counsel you gave yourself. Like this, you didn't seek a righteous man and get counsel from that righteous man. You sought your wicked mind to counsel yourself on your wickedness.
Yeah, right.
What else did you expect was going to be the answer?
Right.
Of course you thought you were right.
Of course you're the greatest thing in the world.
That's right.
Of course you're right for stealing someone else's TV.
You needed it more than they did.
And of course you're right for breaking into people's cars. Of course you're right for sleeping with all the prostitutes on the corner.
God on God.
Yeah, somebody had to give them $30. You know what I mean?
You just helped them out.
I'm sorry, it went up $40.
God on God.
The price went up. You understand? $40 now. Somebody had to do it. You know, and it is crazy as hell.
God on God.
What was going on next time?
Go to next chapter, 7 and 18. Ecclesiastes 7 and 18. Because, and again, you know, when you do get that check-in, and when you do get that correction from the men above you, it is out of love. It is because they care enough for their brother that they said something about it. They care enough to teach you what they've learned. Because these, I mean, how many men, you know, learn the truth and then go sit at home. They not spending their nights up. They ain't on the phone. What kind of sidebar? I have zero idea if I've ever seen Cap not on the phone, talking to somebody, giving somebody counseling, working through somebody's issue. Like, that man got 10 kids. he dealing with his 10 kids, his ribs, and then that's it. But no, he's dealing with your problems. Why? Because he loves his people. Because he loves being a servant of the Most High. He loves this school. So when these men correct you, it's not because they get their rocks off by correcting you. Obedience is better than sacrifice. I'd rather you just do what you're supposed to do than gotta correct you. But these men do it because they love their people.
Right. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 18. Change not a friend for any good by no means.
That means don't get rid of your friends who, and honestly, your friends are the men in the school. They are your true friends, the ones who are going to stick by you, who are going to teach you right and treat you right. Those are the men of the Isupk of the Commander General Yohana.
That's right.
You shouldn't change them for anything. You don't get rid of them for nothing good that you think is good in the world. Go ahead.
Neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir.
Now, that's basically like saying, these brothers in here is priceless. You should trade. You are a sucker if you trade them for all the gold in the world. Like that is, they got over on you for trading one of these brothers for all of the gold in the world. Like that's because that you can have that gold, but your life is gonna be garbage if you don't get that correction. Everything is going to fade away. Everything will be gone. You will be destroyed. How many stories has it been? Yeah, that brother was in the truth. I saw the other day, he on crack. Yeah, she was in the truth. I seen her on the track last week. Like, you believe this truth, you trade these brothers in, that's your destruction. That's coming to you. And it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to go down that path. Because the school was set up, this school was set up by the Most High to raise up the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That is the only purpose of this school, and that's what this school does that no other place does. No fake Israelite group, no Christian church, no Muslim mosque, no no Kemetic organization. None of those people have any idea how to raise up so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They have all these pipe dreams and theories of things we've seen not work. We've seen your plans in effect for generations, tried and tried again, and we still here. We still in this situation. If y'all would just simply join the men of the Lord and just follow the commandments, keep the faith in Christ, join the ISU. That's something we haven't tried as a people. I mean, we had Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? We had Seneca Village. You know, we had wealthy communities. Yeah, Wilberforce, Ohio. Mm-hmm. We had these wealthy communities and built them up and all of this because first, even without being under the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, gathering together is powerful in and of itself. But under the commandments of the Most High, the Bible says on several occasions that we are untouchable. We are indestructible, and the Most High will be at the ready with our defense. They wouldn't be able to bomb Black Wall Street have they been in the truth. And we'll be able to destroy what we build if we follow the laws of the Most High. To Proverbs, Proverbs 27:10.
Proverbs what?
27:10.
You said 3 or something?
Salakia. 27:10.
Proverbs 27.
And in this school, you know, the brotherhood that